Hello. Hi. Welcome back. So this is not a game. You may have noticed this does not exactly look like the War of the Ring board. So this year I have the honor, privilege, I don't know, whatever word you want to call it anyway. This year I get to be the organizer for the Lords of Middle-earth tournament, which is the second, kind of the little brother of the two world tournaments. Anyway, where we play with the Lords of Middle-earth expansion. So it generally has a bit lower numbers than the base one, just because, it's an expansion, so it takes a little more effort to learn it in addition. But I honestly think the game is more fun. Like, it's better with it. I have a short series that I'm going to post a link to anyway that goes through teaching Lords of Middle-earth and explaining the values of it. But basically, it helps move the game away from the sprint strategy, in the base, it's pretty typical that the Free People's races with the Fellowship while the Shadow player races to 10 points. And that's fun, but the expansion gives Free People's better military defenses and gives the Shadow player better corruption tools. So it's just, it's a longer game. There's more options. There's more variety. Anyway, so in this video, anyway, I'm just quick going through the rules for the tournament this year. And yeah, hopefully just making it that much easier for people to feel like joining. So we're about 8 hours into the registration since I posted it anyway. We already have a bit over 30 people in. So that's exciting anyway. Looking forward to seeing how it goes. So anyway, here's our general format. It's just a single elimination tournament. So everyone gets in a bracket, and then you're matched up against someone. You play a best of 3. If you lose, then see you next year. And if you win, then you keep going until eventually there is just one winner, and then there's the rest of us losers that sit here and cry about it. So how fun. So that's the overall format. If a third game, so in a best of 3, if you play 2 games, one is each side, and if it's still tied, then you play a third game. This year I am going with bidding with action tokens, not Dwarven Rings, just action tokens to try to keep it simpler, because statistically the Shadow side is still favored, so offering people the choice of, if you don't just want to roll dice and be handed the Free People side and feel like you're at a disadvantage, then you are allowed to bid 1 or more tokens. So anyway, the seed will be based on the all-time ladder. So if you're not on the all-time ladder, then if you join, you just get randomly assigned a seed after all the people that are on the all-time ladder. So, it doesn't really make a huge difference. Higher seed just bids first. That's the only advantage. But it also kind of it lays out who you're matched up against, because we got to have some system for it, right? Okay, so this is Game 3 bidding explained. So it's more detail on, what do you call it? How the bidding process works anyway, because you got to spell out the fine print for if quibbles come up anyway. So you can bid tokens to play Free People. So you could offer your opponent 0 tokens for Shadow, and then they could raise it. That's the main thing, is that bids have to keep getting better in value, right? Otherwise, so that you actually reach a decision. You don't just sit there, well, no, I want to play Shadow. No, I want to play Shadow. No, I want to play Shadow. So yeah, anyway, that's why the bids have to keep getting better until one of you says yes to an offer that your opponent made. So I think typically it's probably going to be 0 tokens for Free People that will be accepted, or 1 token for Free People that will be accepted, because in the Lords of Middle-earth expansion, it's a lot closer to balanced anyway. So there's a little chart down here just for how it goes. If you accept 1 token, you are allowed to pick either the Muster a Nation Down or the Draw card. If you accept 2 tokens, you have to take 1 of each. If you accept 3, then you get to pick 1, but you still have to take a matching set. And same with 4, you'd take the whole matching set. So anyway, the point of this chart is just to illustrate how you have to take it in matching sets if you can. And if it's an odd number, then you get to pick which one. And it works the same for Shadow anyway. That's what all this fine print is spelling out anyway. So then for a little bit, the rules are just talking about how we try to keep the tournament going, because we don't want it to bleed into next year. Got to wrap it up sooner or later. So each round, you have 3 weeks to play your 2 to 3 games against your opponent. We think that's, a reasonable amount of time anyway. Because we all have lives, we all have jobs. At least most of us do anyway. If you don't have a job, blessed are you. So anyway, we try to communicate with your opponent quickly. If you don't manage to get it done, we'll either wait a little bit for you if you're close, or if you're nowhere close, then probably one or both of you will be dropped anyway. Depending on like if players made an effort, like if like one of you reached out once and then there was never a response, then that's not great. But like if one player was messaging the other one like a lot, like, hey, how does this time work? What are your availabilities? And the other person responded once or not at all, and then no games were played, the person who tried less will probably be dropped out and the other person moves on. Hopefully that doesn't really come up much though. Just if you do enter the tournament and decide that you want to drop out, just let us know sooner rather than later, just to avoid time spent waiting. Okay, so then rules for playing in the match. Obviously, we play with the Lords of Middle-earth expansion because that's the whole point of this tournament. So I only got into this expansion because this tournament was happening last year, and I don't know, it's more fun to play in a tournament. Specifically, I just finished coming in 4th, and I was a little sad about that, so I wanted to try again to get in the top 3 anyway. So if you do go back and watch my videos, I don't really know what I'm doing for the first couple rounds. I got kind of lucky to still be in it. So Council of Rivendell setup is also mandatory. So like the Free People's player has the option of putting alternate companions out on the map. And you may play with Treebeard and additional cities if you like. If you do agree to it, it has to be before the first match, and they have to be there for all the games of your match. Then there's a bunch of extra like etiquette for the Java stuff, like if you accidentally roll too many dice, if you accidentally do this. Again, it's just spelling out the fine print for if quibbles show up. I feel like I don't really need to go through all this. If you've been in tournaments before, that's pretty familiar. If you haven't, it probably won't. Like it'll come up maybe once or twice, and it'll be here when you need it. It's not like you have to have all this memorized before the tournament starts. Reporting, again, if you know the Discord server, it's fairly, you're familiar with this. If not, it's just like a link. You answer some questions about how the game went and then upload the file. So you can play on Tabletop Simulator if you like. Generally, it's preferred to do Java just because in case there's a quibble, then you can upload the log and other people can look at it. On Tabletop Simulator, there's no saved file for what happened. So if 2 people were playing on Tabletop Simulator and we had 2 people saying, no, I won, then that would be really awkward. So that's why it's generally discouraged anyway. Prizes. So we do prizes by donation anyway, because I don't know, I'm not Bilbo. I'm not sitting on some huge hoard of gold I got from a dragon anyway. So, So if it's a free to enter tournament too, right? Like we could put a fee out, but then we're going to have less people and then it's less fun. So I think we'd all rather have a free tournament with no prizes than all have to pay some money so that a few people can have prizes. But it is extra fun to have prizes, to compete for. So we have 5 prizes that we're going to hand out in descending order of epicness anyway. First place, second place, third place, obviously. And then winner of the prediction contest. So on the challenge website, you can put in a prediction for how you think it's going to go. Like after the brackets there, then you can predict that I think this person will beat this person. Then they'll go on to beat that person and lose to that person. You could pick the top 3 and how it went. And whoever scores the highest on that, you win. The fine print here is just saying that like you can only have 1 entry that counts for you, because it would be dumb to have a person with like 6 entries. And then winner of the worst luck contest. I'm very pleased with this one. This is my own thought. I think it'll be fun anyway. So if you have terrible luck in a game and you lose early, you can still submit what you think is like the worst moment of luck for you throughout the tournament. And then after the tournament is over, I will put together a video showing the highlight reels. Showing a highlight reel of all of these terrible luck moments throughout different people's games. And then we'll have it available as a vote on the Discord. So, and then whichever one gets the highest votes will also get a prize anyway. So I say worst moment of luck because like you can have a game where you steadily got some bad luck the whole game through, but it would just be too much to ask people to look at like 16 whole games just to judge who had the worst luck. So instead, I'm looking at like individual moment of worst luck, like playing Grond and having 3 rounds of battle and landing no hits, and like a not that well defended Minas Tirith blew up your Witch King, just like something awful like that. Or the Shadow player plays the Sealder's Bane, draws Shelob, rolls a 6, and kills you when you thought you had it in the bag. Just like moments of shocking bad luck like that. Anyway, so that is pretty much it. Registration is going to be open till July 1st. Should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for watching.